Okay, so today we are going to chat all about the similarities and differences between doing a Whole30 and practicing a paleo lifestyle. You can read all about this at bitesofwellness.com. So we're going to start with some of the similarities between Whole30 and paleo because I think that's where we should really dig in. So both of these diets or ways of life are put into place to help you reduce your overall inflammation. We're going to cut out some of the main reasons that you might get inflamed internally. That's cutting out dairy and legumes and grains and ultimately a lot of that sugar, processed food for the most part. So that is one of the similarities between Whole30 and paleo. Another one of the similarities between Whole30 and paleo is that there's really a focus on whole foods, foods from the ground, whether it is fish, well-prepared meat, and vegetables, fruits, things like that. But the thing that you won't see is the incorporation of grains in either of these diets. Another similarity that you'll see is that most people who practice paleo as a lifestyle or are doing a Whole30, they tend to rely on home-cooked meals for the most part, and that is because there are so many limitations on the type of oils and things like that that you might need to look for when you're practicing a paleo lifestyle or doing a Whole30. The true reason you are here, let's be honest, you want to know what the differences are between the two and why you might pick one over the other. So let's dive right in. The first main difference is that anytime you read about the Whole30, you're going to recognize that the founder of the Whole30 really makes this a 30-day program. This is not meant to be a lifestyle by any means. Why is that? Well, it's because it's a lot more restrictive than practicing a paleo lifestyle. So paleo was developed to be a lifestyle, something that you live the rest of your life doing, where a Whole30 is meant to be 30 days where you take out even more foods than what you would have taken out by practicing a paleo approach. Those foods include sugar of any kind, including maple syrup and honey. You're also going to be really diligent about reading labels to make sure there aren't any additives to like conventional food, for example, bacon or even the almond milk that you might add to your coffee. So you really want to make sure that you get the Whole30, you can download it online, and really understand what some of the parameters are when you're trying to figure out if you should move from a paleo approach to a Whole30 for 30 days. Another big difference between the paleo lifestyle and the Whole30 is that there is quite a bit of wiggle room when following a paleo approach. Most people now will say you start by just doing like vegetables and fruits and good quality meats and things like that, and then eventually you start kind of branching out and kind of seeing what may work for you, still thinking primally. Where a Whole30, there is a 30-day cutoff, and at the end of that 30 days, you are instructed to start adding in foods that you took away. So you're going to have a 30-day period, and then you're going to have 30 to 60 days after that where you continue to reintroduce foods. The essential goal is that you find what they call food freedom, meaning the foods that work for your body and the foods that do not work for your body. However, that's going to look different for every person. So there really is no fast and hard post Whole30 diet to follow. It's really what works for your body. The last difference between Whole30 and paleo is that you really can find a lot more quick and easy options at the grocery store when you're following a paleo approach, where when you're doing a Whole30, you really do need to prepare most of your foods at home because it is hard to find compliant ingredients in a lot of packaged foods. Now the real question is, which one should I do? And the answer is, well, it depends. If you are truly struggling with a sugar addiction, or you're really looking for something to just do for 30 days, maybe you need a couple of accountability partners, things like that, then maybe a Whole30 is right for you. But it's pretty strict, it's pretty hard, and if you're not already into cooking and doing things like that for yourself, it might feel a little overwhelming. So you may want to start with a paleo approach, kind of learn the ropes, and then if you need to take it up another notch, you can try a Whole30. I can't make the decision for you. I think that there is a lot of benefit in trying either one of these diets out. Just know that in the end, ultimately, the goal of both of these lifestyle or diets is to find what works for you and your body so that you can live a very healthy, vibrant life without inflammation, without pain, and without all those sugar cravings. If you need resources at all, whether you want to follow a paleo approach or Whole30, or you're just kind of interested in both, I have a couple of books that I highly recommend to anybody that kind of talks to me about this. If I hear any of these buzzwords, I'm always throwing out these books to everyone. Of course, the Whole30 book by Melissa Harwick is great. I don't have it in front of me, I apologize, but I do have the Well-Fed books, and I think if you're going to do a Whole30, these cookbooks are amazing. So there's a weeknight book that I really love. It's Well-Fed. There's more paleo recipes, and then the original Well-Fed cookbook. So these were all done on the basis of a paleo and Whole30 approach. And then, of course, the mother of all paleo books, Practical Paleo, Diane Sanfilippo. This has been updated since I've gotten it. It's well used. It's loved. I think this is a great place to start. There's a lot of meal plans that you can follow right in here that make following a paleo approach super simple and helpful. So if you are interested in any of these and you want a list of some of my other favorite resources, make sure to check out the blog post at bitesofwellness.com. All you have to do is search Paleo versus Whole30.